have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup quarterfinal by Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, and it's really one of those games that would have gone ahead to be so much painful for the side of Chelsea because they went ahead to put up a show that everyone went ahead to obviously appreciate down at the stadium of the it's called the Stamford Bridge. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really doing fine, and it's really nice having you on this channel. And we are streaming live to bring you the match reaction as how everything really went ahead, obviously happened down at the Stamford Bridge. And what a way for Mauricio Pochettino to get a little bit of a breather into his season at Chelsea, because if they knocked him out of this cup, it would have gone ahead to mean that a lot of pressure was going to be piled onto him, yet he doesn't deserve it, as in a build-up like this, you need the silverware to come in through into your reach. And if it goes into your niche, then it will obviously come out to be the better. Remember, it was none other than Mudryk, who really rescued Arsenal. And that's why in the title, I've gone ahead to let you know that Mudryk knocks out Newcastle. Why? Newcastle led for 93 minutes. You get? And they're leading by 1-0. But guess what happened with that lead? It was really rattled by that shot coming in from Mudryk. Remember, Mudryk came off the bench to obviously replace Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling had gone ahead to have a very good game on the day, and he had some good shots. And it looked like if there is a goal that was obviously going to come in for Chelsea, Raheem Sterling was going to be the man. But guess what? That wasn't the case. And it was the man that came in for... Sorry about that. Guess what? It was the man that came in for. What's the name? It was the man that came in for Raheem Sterling, who went ahead to obviously level up the game, and they went into penalties. Remember, no extra time. You know, extra time is only played at semifinals, and it's not given a chance to obviously happen, and everything really went down like that. So let's see close to 100 likes. Smash this video. And let's not forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. But it was in the 77th minute when Pochettino decided to take off Raheem Sterling. To me, he was one of the best performers on the field of play, but he was taken off because the manager thought that he needed something better to come off and see, obviously, pile more pressure to the team of... and pile more pressure to the team of Newcastle. Remember, Newcastle took the lead. They took the lead, and I think it really came in early through a Badiashile, Badiashile's mistake. It came in through around the 16th minute of the game, and Callum Wilson capitalized onto that. But Badiashile put in a very bad mistake. And by the way, that's why you see to it that some players are really given chances and they don't use them. I know how Chelsea fans were waiting in for Badiashile to obviously come in through, and he went ahead to put in a very terrible mistake, and it really costed the side of Chelsea. And I think Pochettino felt like dying. The way he gave it out so easily meant really a lot to the side of... Callum Wilson, and Callum Wilson went ahead to obviously capitalized onto that. But when you look at that Chelsea side, ever since they went ahead to concede the 16th minute, they dominated the game. And from the time Newcastle scored, it was a one-way traffic. Chelsea took it to their responsibility, raised up to the occasion, and everything really went on as planned. And it was really something good for the side of Chelsea. But let's talk about the way Newcastle really wanted to play this game of football. Newcastle are this kind of a side who come out and obviously park the bus, especially when they are playing away from home. They park the bus. After parking the bus, they really put in an effort of really hitting you on the break. This time round, with very many players injured, they had that squad really depleted, and they did all that they had to do, but they couldn't hold it up because Chelsea went ahead to attack them left, right, and center. And for everyone who went ahead to watch that game, you can as well come in here and obviously agree with me that it was really, really hard for them to survive at the Stamford Bridge, because Chelsea went ahead to obviously attack them, and very many chances were created. But I would love to give credit to Newcastle that amidst all the attacks, they defended better. They defended better, and they really did a lot. Now, let me try to obviously show you how this game of football really went statistically. That is it. Statistically, how did this game of football really manage to go on? Because I already have these stats here with me that I'm going to hate to see Chelsea go ahead. And the stats read as follows. Chelsea went ahead Chelsea went ahead to have 15 shots. That is it. Then 4 shots for Newcastle. Then 4 shots on target for Chelsea and 2 shots on target for Newcastle. 78% ball possession by Chelsea, 22% ball possession by Newcastle, 861 passes completed by Chelsea. Newcastle completed 241, 90% passing accuracy by Chelsea, 70% passing accuracy by Newcastle, 9 fouls, right? 9 fouls by Chelsea and 11 fouls by Newcastle. Then 4 yellow cards to Chelsea and 2 yellow cards to Newcastle. Then 0 red cards to Chelsea and 0 red cards to Newcastle. 6 offsides to Chelsea and 0 offsides to Newcastle. 7 corners went to Chelsea and 1 corner went to the side of Newcastle. So it shows you how Chelsea were into the dominant side and they really led that, and it went ahead to obviously pay off. But Mudryk, these are moments that you really have to really base on and really understand exactly what your game of football is all about. Because if you are bought for that amount, huge amount of money, that was close to 90 million pounds from Shakhtar Donetsk, and you come in through and obviously put in such a shift, it is really one of those moments that you obviously have to really be happy for. Chelsea fans will now really feel like they went ahead to make a very good signing in Mudryk, because when you look at everything and how it really went on, it really looked nasty, for Mudryk, and his season was totally off. So that season has always gone ahead to be turned around this season, and Mudryk, I think, has gone ahead to get his second or third goal of the season at Chelsea, and he's really doing wonders. So he has done his job. And I saw him run past the Trippier, who had gone ahead to play close to 80 minutes, and they went ahead to bring in one of the fastest players in the Premier League, that is Mudryk. And that was like not doing just to this guy, because I think he's in his early 30s. And even when he's starting off the game fresh, he's not all that a fast defender. And Mudryk went ahead to obviously go past him every time he really wanted. But they also had some other clear-cut chances, like this one. Let me show you. This is when this guy went ahead to hit a bar. Conor Gallagher went ahead to obviously hit a bar. It was a corner. Then he controlled this ball at the edge of the box area and redirected towards the goalkeeper, and it really rattled. You see, it ricocheted. It rattled off the crossbar, as you see it there. That's how Chelsea were close in the 6th minute. And they really had lots of attacks. The Bruno Guimaraes of this world went ahead to obviously put in a show, and it really went on well for that time, because they put their bodies on the line and they could defend anything or any effort that was supposed to be put onto the final third of the pitch. But as you know, you cannot obviously defend for 90 minutes, especially when you're having a depleted squad like that of Newcastle, because Joe Wellington was out, Harvey Barnes was out, Ishak was out, Fabian Sheik was out, Target was out. They were really weak, and they couldn't obviously do the needful into the final 10 minutes, because it was a matter of them keeping it tight for some time, some 3-4 minutes, because that goal came in through in the 92nd minute, and they had gone ahead to add in 4 minutes, and the referee went ahead to obviously let them play more. But it had happened because Newcastle went ahead not to defend very well, and they really put themselves in a situation of really not being to the standards. And if you don't meet the standards, then you are not really worth winning this game of football. But for Chelsea, I think Chelsea fans are really excited all over the world because they've gone ahead to revenge. What a sweet revenge. Isn't it a revenge? Having gone ahead to beat them 4-1, right? 4-1 at the side of having gone ahead to beat them 4-1 at the side of St. James's Park. Chelsea have gone ahead to come in with what we call a sweet revenge. You know, if someone knocks you out of a tournament, there is no return. There is a point of no return. But Chelsea have a chance to go all about and revenge again, you know, in the Premier League, because the Premier League is a marathon, but every knockout tournament is a sprint. Now, as we speak, Chelsea is through to the semi-finals, and a team by the names of Newcastle has been knocked out. So this is very painful. Chelsea really have a chance to do the needful, but wait and see where the draws are going to put them. And this is the goal, right? The mess that Badiashile went ahead to do into the 16th minute, and Callum Wilson concentrated on it and made it count. You see, he had the ball and he lost it. After losing the ball, I don't know how it even really danced through his legs, and he lost it. When he lost it, guess what happened? Callum Wilson capitalized onto the mistake that was made by Badiashile because it was an easy gift, and went ahead to obviously put it or bury it into the back of the net to make it 1-0 for the side of Newcastle. So Badiashile needs to obviously lift himself up, but the beauty I really went ahead to see in him is that confidence never really went down. He kept believing, and everything really went on to happen. The other scenario that really went ahead to obviously worry a little bit of Chelsea in this game was that Enzo Fernandez, in the 31st minute, he walked out of the field of play because he wasn't feeling okay. He wasn't feeling fine, and he walked off the field of play. That is Enzo Fernandez, and it's not good news to Chelsea fans all over the world, because you wouldn't like to lose your player like Enzo Fernandez. Having gone ahead to obviously see Nkunku really get back, I'm going to talk about that as one of the hugest positives for Chelsea in this game. They've gone ahead to obviously see another player really get injured. Remember, their injury list keeps on surging. They really have very many injured players, you know. They really have very many injured players, you know. They're having, there is a guy, there is Fafana Wesley, Reece James is injured. This guy they bought from Southampton, Lavia, is injured. Now Enzo Fernandez has gone ahead to join the queue. The goalkeeper, Sanchez, is injured. They have like 6, 7, 8 injuries, you know? So if you see this guy walk off the field of play and he's really injured, you worry a little bit for the side of Chelsea and how they're obviously going to come on and really get it to where it deserves to be. But for my case, I know that's what the season is going to be all about. Very many injuries, and it really looks like it's not gonna stop for now. And it's obviously going to continue being nasty and nasty and nasty for everyone, for the club that you support. Just cross your hands, because these injuries aren't gonna really stop. So Chelsea had a time in the 37th minute, because when this guy was injured, that is Enzo Fernandez, the manager brought on Ahmad Broja. And Ahmad Broja leveled the game at that 7th minute, but he was offside. As you see, you can easily notice it that he was offside, and even the VAR never need to go ahead and really pay attention to it. It was really a naked, really offside, and that was not counted. But Ahmad Broja, guys, I would like to obviously go ahead and really give this guy a lot of respect, you know. I'm giving him a lot of respect because he really went ahead to put up a very good show. And that shows you how good the manager is for Chelsea. Pochettino went ahead to say to it that he's 1 goal down and Enzo Fernandez is off. What he did was simple. He went for none other than a forward-minded change. He started playing with 2 center forwards, that is Nicholas Jackson and Ahmad Broja. But Ahmad Broja looked like was playing so much of a free role because I saw him roving in every side of the pitch. You get? So he really put up a show, and that show really went ahead to count out well for the side of Chelsea. So Ahmad Broja, he's a very good striker. I remember when he was at Southampton, I think went ahead to score 17 goals. Chelsea brought him back. And when Chelsea brought him back, he had an injury, knee injury, and it kept him out for so long. He has just returned, and he's really working to there. But even Nicholas Jackson, in the 54th minute, he was played in very well. He made a 360 spin in the 18 yards box area, though he shot wide, but he really had a very good first touch, and that first touch resulted into him really doing the needful. But for Nicholas Jackson, I think it's a matter of time. For him, it's a matter of time. He has shown us how good he is. It's just a matter of time, and he has continued to show us that he can obviously make things count and take them to the next level. That is Ahmad Broja. And when you look at the way he really plays, you really understand. Sorry, I'm talking about the man himself. That is, we are talking about, what's the name of the guy? We are talking about, I'm talking about Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas Jackson today really showed me that he's a class above the ordinary. He's really talented, and he has gone ahead to obviously help Chelsea today lead that line before Nkunku really came on the field of play. Nkunku put up a show. If you're talking about people who really went ahead to put up a show tonight, Nkunku is one of them. Nkunku put up a very good show. And the beauty of all him being here is he has been out for very, very, very long. And him returning to put up a show is really something important. So we all like this guy, Nkunku. For me, I really like to see to it that even other Premier League sides are really having elite players, because when competition is really huge, that means even my team will obviously do the needful to obviously see to it that they get to where they deserve to be. But every time competition is really one-sided, it's not a league. Right now, why the Premier League is the most competitive side or league in the world, it's because of the competitiveness that have gone ahead obviously coming through at the side of every team into the league, and it never really stops going up, and more and more and more and more and more is obviously being brought on to see it that everything really goes on wild. But for Nkunku, he came on, he conquered, and he showed me that he's really a brave guy. Do you know what he did? In those 5 penalties, he got hold of the ball and said, I'm going to really get one and really convert it into the back of the net. And he did. I think it was the 3rd. He took it, especially after Kylian Trippier had gone ahead to obviously miss out on a penalty. You get? So it shows you how brave he is and how a leader he is, and how much else have gone ahead to miss him out on, because he has shown us his qualities, that he's really a very different kind of player onto the day. But the penalty shootouts, Kylian Trippier came out, he missed, and even another, what's the name of that guy? Let me check here. He really went ahead to miss a penalty. What's the name? Nkunku scored. Then Bruno Guimaraes came in through and scored. And someone else missed, you get? So, Carl Palmer was the first to take a penalty, and he really converted the back of the net. Then Callum Wilson came in through and really scored for Newcastle. Conor Gallagher came in through and scored for the side of Chelsea to make it 2-1. Then Kylian Trippier came in through and missed. That was 2-1 for the side of Newcastle, with 3 penalties, with 2 taken and 1 missed. Then Nkunku came in through and scored to make it 3-1. Bruno Guimaraes came in through and scored to make it 3-2. Then Mudryk came in through and scored to make it 4-1. And where we are going, we're simple, that Whoever misses, sorry, if Newcastle never scored, then it would have gone ahead to see to it that they are really knocked out. And guess what? They missed out on a very huge chance to obviously take a lead, and they really got themselves knocked out. And Chelsea were really announced as the overall winners of the day, and they went ahead to obviously go through, and as it stands right now, they are into the third round with Middlesbrough and Fulham. So Middlesbrough and Fulham have gone ahead to obviously see themselves really knocked out, and the Carabao Cup draws. I'm really waiting to see what has gone ahead to be drawn in here for you. Where is the Carabao Cup? Carabao Cup. Where are you at? Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup draws. That's what I really want to see. I really want to see where the draws have gone ahead to be really held, to see to it that we really get to know what exactly is really happening. But if they're out, I'm obviously going to tell you exactly how those draws have gone ahead to be really drawn before I really get out here. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If you're really watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And Chelsea have gone ahead to obviously get through. And the fifth penalty was saved by Petrovic. And Petrovic has some words to say about him saving that penalty. Says, I don't feel pressure because they need to score and I can be the hero. I did my job. I lost twice in a shootout here in England before. So he's really one of those that have gone ahead to obviously do the needful and really hit the ground running. Then Moise Caicedo has registered more successful final third passes, 18, and won more grand duels, battles 7 than any other player for either Chelsea or Newcastle. He also registered 7 successful ball recoveries. And for me, everyone who's letting this guy, you just don't know the game of football, because a player who came in through and never had what we call ample time to train with the team, how do you expect him to obviously hit the ground running like you want him to be? How do you get? How do you expect him to hit the ground? Yet he never had a preseason with the side of Chelsea. Now it's like he's having his preseason. And trust me, with confidence, building up around Chelsea players, maybe it's going to become good, you know? And I know this squad of Chelsea is really good. The players are really good, but the manager is really having a very tough time because some players came in late, like Moise Caicedo, Romelu Lavia, they came in late. The Disassis never really took part into the preseason. Then you have the likes of Nkunku, who went ahead to have a very brilliant preseason, but towards the end of the preseason, he got a knee injury. So you cannot come out and really blame a manager like this guy, because he is really one of those that have gone ahead to obviously put his life on the line. And trust me, he's really good and good and good. So Chelsea are through, and they've gone ahead to obviously see themselves into the semifinals. Who are they gonna get drawn with? I think the draw might be done tomorrow after the game of Liverpool, right? Let me see whether the draws are really out. If at all they're out, then I'll come out and really tell you exactly who is facing who. But it has been a very good win for Chelsea, and what a way to see to it that they really proceed and really fight. And you might see that luck is going to play into their hands, and they're going to be drawn against like teams like Middlesbrough. You know, that can happen too, and there is no way you are going to stop it. So we wait and see how those draws are obviously going to go. But it's really very good for Chelsea. Trippier, reality is not helping Newcastle defense, but I don't think he's suspect. He is the captain of this club and has been doing very, 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 very well. So I don't really understand why people are really going in for Trippier, having gone ahead to only miss a penalty. Missing a penalty is really one of those things I cannot defend the players that play for my team for, because it's really normal. Missing a penalty is normal. And if at all you think it's not normal, then football is not meant for you. But Chelsea, after going through to the semi-finals of the of the Carabao Cup, they have to play against Wolverhampton Wanderers, you know, on the 24th of December. That is the Saturday. And after that, in the midweek, they'll play against Crystal Palace. After playing against Crystal Palace, they will play away at Luton Town the 30th of December. That's what really sums up their year of 2020. 23 in the Premier League. Then they'll come in through and really play against Preston Town in the FA Cup third round. And 13th January, they'll have to really play against Fulham at Stamford Bridge. Then they'll rest for 18 days of rest, and they return. Let's go and see what are the fixtures that Newcastle are really having. And Newcastle, after losing to Chelsea on penalties, they're going to play away at Luton Town. It's not really a huge visit. Sorry, a simple visit for Chelsea. Then Newcastle will host Nottingham Forest on the 26th of December. Then on the 1st of January, they'll play Liverpool. They'll play away at Liverpool, and it's going to be at Anfield. That is it. 6th January, they'll have to play Sunderland in the third round of the FA Cup. Then 13th January, they'll play against Man City at their stadium. And that will see them rest for 18 days and then return on the 30th of June as they play away at Aston Villa. So that is the side of Newcastle and side of Chelsea as far as their fixtures are really concerned. But congratulations to every Chelsea fan all over the world that you needed this. You worked hard for it and you got it. But Mudryk really did it. He really did it. And lastly, before I really call it quits, let's give kudos and flowers to the manager of Chelsea for the substitutions he went ahead to do. That is Mauricio Pochettino. He went ahead to put in some good substitutions. The first one, I've already gone ahead to talk about it, because when the guy was injured, what is the name of the guy? Enzo Fernandez. Where was he playing? In the central midfield. Moreover, he was playing the double pivot with Caicedo. He was taken off, and guess who he brought on? Ahmad Broja, meaning that was playing with two center forwards, Ahmad Broja and Nicholas Jackson. And at the beginning of the second half, he took off Ben Chilwell. I don't know whether Ben Chilwell was injured or not, as I hailed him for his return, but he might have gone ahead to really find himself injured. When he returned, guess what happened for him? He played only 45 minutes, and I understand why he played only 45 minutes. And guess what he did? He brought on Malo Gusto. And Malo Gusto was played as a left back. It is right-footed, but you saw his movement into the final third. His offensive play was really great. And I'm just going to hate to see something about him here and what he's going to hate to do. Malo Gusto, his game by numbers. Where are you? Malo Gusto. Come on. Malo Gusto, I want to see your game by numbers, because Malo Gusto only played 45 minutes, if at all I'm not mistaken. Malo Gusto. All right, they say Malo Gusto registered more successful take-ons, 2 out of 3, than any other player for either Chelsea or Newcastle, and he played only 45 minutes. That is Malo Gusto for you. And Thiago Silva really also went ahead to put in a very good performance. 139 touches, 124 out of 127 passes completed, meaning that he had only 3 blind passes, 98% passing accuracy. Wow. Experience, living by example. 6 out of 7 long balls completed, 4 out of 5 ground duels won. That is Thiago Silva, and 4 out of 4 tackles won. He really looked solid into that team. And Conor Gallagher, obviously it looks like he was the man who orchestrated everything for Chelsea. 142 touches. He had 105 out of 115 passes complete, meaning that he missed out on only 10. He had a passing accuracy of 91%, 6 ground duels won, 5 out of 5 balls completed, 3 out of 3 tackles won, 3 out of 3 early duels won, 2 out of 3 balls completed, and 1 key pass. That is the guy known as Conor Gallagher. But absurdly, Chelsea look like they want to move him on and really try to get him more players in. So wait and see how that is obviously going to unfold. For Mauricio Pochettino, the manager of Chelsea, has said it was an unbelievable game. When we considered it was a mistake, we dominated after. For credit to the players for believing until the end. Sometimes you need luck in football. Penalties are a lottery, but the players deserve the credit. And he's going to obviously speak out well, because penalties are a lottery. And I find it insane for someone to come out and really blame someone who's going to miss out on a penalty. You shouldn't blame someone who missed out on a penalty, because It's a lottery. And to win a lottery, you must put in your play. You must bet. So Newcastle defended very well for 90 minutes, but it was just one moment of brilliancy coming in through from Mudryk that really saw them really get to where they deserve to be. So thank you very much for watching through Rock, and David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Opwanya Michael, thank you for obviously coming in through, but I never really agreed with you as far as that guy is concerned. So good night to everyone watching through this channel. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover